Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, rusty desert, sand swirling around your feet as you gaze at a pinkish sky. This isn't a scene from a distant corner of our planet, but rather a vision of Mars, a place that has long captured our imaginations and is now the focus of our ambitions. Ever since we've looked up at the night sky and spotted that red dot, we've wondered about our place among the stars and whether we could ever set foot on our neighboring planet. Mars colonization is a concept that tickles the adventurous spirit within us, yet it is brimming with challenges that are as vast as the Martian landscape itself. Imagine traveling millions of miles away from Earth, a journey so long that you'd have to pack a year's worth of food and supplies just to get there safely. It's like the ultimate camping trip, except there's no grocery store to nip into if you run out of milk. Once you arrive, the first thing you'll notice is the quiet. Mars is eerily silent. There's no bird song or rustling leaves. The air is thin, too thin for us to breathe, and that's just the beginning. The planet's atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, an invisible veil that hugs Mars but isn't any good for us without the help of technology. Breathing on Mars would require wearing bulky suits and helmets, making every breath an intentional act, reminding us of our vulnerability. Temperature is another hurdle. Mars is colder than any place on Earth, colder than the chilliest winter day you can imagine, the kind of cold that bites through even the thickest layers of clothing. Survival would mean creating shelters that could protect us from these harsh conditions, using materials that can endure the extreme temperatures and shield us from radiation. Unlike Earth, Mars lacks a magnetic field to protect it from the sun's rays, so living there means constant exposure to high levels of radiation. Over time, this could be harmful, so structures on Mars would need to be more than just cozy homes. They'd be fortresses against the elements. Then there's the challenge of finding water. On Earth, we turn on a tap and out it flows. But on Mars, water is as precious as gold. While there's evidence of ice beneath the surface, getting to it is a technical challenge. It's buried in the planet's ground, waiting to be extracted and transformed into something usable. This isn't just about quenching thirst. Water is essential for growing food and generating the oxygen we need to breathe. Food production is its own puzzle. Picture a greenhouse on Mars, where plants sway gently under artificial lights, their leaves brushing against one another in a dance of subtle promise. Growing food on another planet requires not only innovation, but a deep understanding of both biology and technology. The soil on Mars isn't like the rich, dark Earth we're used to. It's rocky and full of chemicals that aren't conducive to plant life. We'd have to recreate a mini-Earth in our greenhouses, a balanced ecosystem where each element works in harmony. These challenges aren't unsolvable, but require creativity, resilience, and a willingness to adapt. In this quest, we're pushing the boundaries of what's possible, learning as much about ourselves as we are about this distant world. I remember once, standing in a greenhouse with my hands buried deep in the soil. The smell of earth was strong and comforting, a reminder of life's cycles. It struck me then how something as simple as dirt holds the key to life, a concept that would take on new meaning on Mars. Picture planting a garden on Mars, each seed a symbol of hope, each sprout a victory against all odds. Mars colonization also prompts us to reflect on our identity and purpose. Why do we explore? What drives us to leave the safety of our home planet? Perhaps it's an inherent curiosity, a need to see what's beyond the horizon. Or maybe it's the realization that by reaching out to the stars, we come to understand ourselves a little better. Just as explorers of the past set sail into the unknown, driven by a desire to discover new lands, we too are embarking on a journey that tests our limits and expands our perspective. The journey to colonize Mars is a reminder of our interconnectedness. It takes a global effort, uniting people from different walks of life, all contributing to a shared vision. This venture forces us to consider how we can live sustainably, not just on Mars, but here on Earth, fostering a sense of stewardship for both worlds. As we continue to explore the idea of settling on Mars, we find ourselves drawn into a narrative that's as old as humanity itself. It's a story of adventure, of overcoming challenges, and of reaching for something greater than ourselves. Colonizing Mars isn't just about surviving in a new environment. It's about thriving and creating a future that is as boundless and inspiring as the night sky. As I reflect on all these challenges and the spirit behind facing them, I am reminded that the journey itself is as important as the destination. In pursuing the stars, we find the courage to ask big questions, to dream, and to hope. In the silence of Mars, we may just find the echoes of our own humanity, reminding us of where we came from and where we're headed. Each step forward may be uncertain, but it is filled with the promise of discovery.